Honorable Roosevelt Scarrett, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, His Excellency Eloyd Williams, former President and Chairman of the Recovery Task Force, members of Cabinet, Honorable Lennox Linton, Leader of the Parliamentary Opposition, other Honorable Members of Parliament, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Dr. Didicus Jules, Director General of the OECS, Ambassador Edward Lambert, Principal Advisor to the Prime Minister, Mr. Stephen O'Malley, Resident Representative of the UNDP for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, representatives of various multilateral and regional development agencies, Father Charles Martin, Dean of the Roseau Cathedral, Ambassador Steve Farrell, Secretary to the Cabinet, Permanent Secretaries, representatives of various local partnering agencies, members of the media, citizens of Dominica listening via live broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the President of the Caribbean Development Bank, Dr. Warren Smith, and as representative of the wider development partner community gathered here today, I wish to thank the organizers for extending the invitation and for affording us the opportunity to contribute to the body of thought around the priority actions which would be critical to supporting the sustainable rehabilitation, reconstruction, recovery, and growth programs of the government and people of Dominica. We have been provided today with a unique opportunity to hear firsthand from the Dominican authorities and other distinguished contributors. From the viewpoint of the development community, the strategic intent and outcome would be to contribute to the thinking, inter alia, around possible policy options, measures, desired outcomes, and institutional frameworks necessary to support the government of Dominica as it addresses the social, economic, infrastructure, housing, and livelihood challenges facing them as a result of Tropical Storm Erika. During a later session, each development partner would be given an opportunity to present concrete areas of possible assistance, aligned around the strategic priorities of each institution and in support of concrete development needs. Nevertheless, the effectiveness of the development partner support will be dependent on our ability to mobilize and allocate development resources in a coordinated and harmonized fashion, adhering as far as possible to best practices for development financing effectiveness. In order to meet the development goals and aspirations post-Erika, value for money, allocative and cost efficiency in public spending would need to come very sharply into focus, and cross-cutting fundamentals of quality and good governance would need to undergird all our responses. We also cannot ignore the enormous demands that the reconstruction, recovery, and growth will put on already taxed institutional capacity. Innovation would have to be a core guiding principle in order to meet and overcome these challenges. In closing, therefore, the economic transformation that is required in the post-Erika era and looking into a brighter future could only be deepened and sustained if there is innovation, improved productive efficiency, environmentally sustainable and climate-resilient infrastructure, access to secure and affordable energy, coupled with job creation, citizen security, good governance. We cannot forget economic empowerment and expanded opportunities for youth, women, children, and the most vulnerable, even as we address the post-Erika challenges. All of these measures taken together, when undergirded by appropriate legislative and regulatory frameworks, principles of good governance, as I mentioned before, and meaningful citizens' engagement all augur well for a brighter and equitable future for all Dominicans. We, the development partners and cooperating institutions, friends of Dominica, thank you and look forward to fruitful discussions.